Right, now that we have the ability to jump for a second time in midair, let's see what that opens up for us. So apparently the first place we can go is a door I somehow managed to miss in the starting area. They certainly left plenty of doors here. I understand wanting to play around with 3D map making for the first time in this series, but that many doors in one place that all lead somewhere else feels a bit excessive to me. Okay, apparently I misremembered the minimap color for missiles in this game. In all the other games we've gone through, it was red, but in this one it's grey despite the door itself still looking red. Pirates willing to make a kamikaze strike if they're getting too badly mauled. I'm sure that's going to be annoying as hell in a hurry. Right, so they're trying to collect all the Phazon that managed to survive the station being blown up, and for some reason they aren't in the mood to try to fight against Samus right now. A bit odd, since usually they're about as aggressive as the wildlife we run into, attacking until they're killed with no real sense that they're trying to survive the encounter, just trying to make our day worse. Anyway, it looks like going further this way requires us to go through quite a bit of water, and I'd rather avoid doing that before we get the gravity suit. We're already slow enough without adding water friction to the mix, and that's not even getting into how much our visibility drops down there. Not that we have an especially vast view of things when that isn't the problem. Even when we're outdoors, we've got plenty of walls all around us. Understandable, especially considering when this game was released and for what. Still feels like something worth noting, though. Just like it's worth noting that the best time to destroy that plant is when it's trying to shoot that big acid ball at us. I'm not really sure if the acid kills the plant that shot it, or if it dies due to the explosive plants around it being set off by the acid. Either way, that feels especially bad as a survival trait there. But again, regardless of what our scanner tells us, the ecology on this planet is absolute bullshit. Overall, it's forgivable considering when this was released on what kind of game this is, but it still feels worth mentioning. Right, still don't have the means to go that way. Guess we're going all the way back to the icy part of the planet. Okay, that was stupid of me. Incredibly stupid. I'm definitely getting a bit too complacent at the moment. There goes the healing I just did, plus a little more health. Definitely not running on all pistons at the moment. But until we start getting into unknown territory, I don't think I'm going to be fully wake up here. Even with all the embarrassing bits of damage I just took. Sure, it's possible to die even with the sheer number of energy tanks we have right now. But I'd have to be so negligent that it'd be downright obscene. Okay, I suppose we can get higher in this room. Should be about time for me to start slowing things down again. This seems to be as high up as we can go from here. And thankfully, there's a door nearby. Right. So the way we give objects power is by using the speed boost inside of those things. Definitely a good thing that so many devices can be interacted with via the morph ball. Really gives that old trick some new meaning. Just like giving the charge beam the ability to draw in distant items. Right. A drawbridge that is apparently missing a platform to connect to. Maybe the environment has been giving the pirates more trouble than I expected. Of course, it's just as likely they didn't want to bother using all that much material here, and just let their men jump around to close that final distance. They certainly did a lot of climbing back in the 2D games, that's for sure. Okay, so we gained another one of those artifacts. Just 10 more to go for the entire game, and it's going to be back to fast forwarding, because I was hoping for something more back here. Seriously, I don't mind being one step closer to the end of the game, but I would have preferred us finding a path that had multiple rooms. Right, so missiles and bombs aren't gonna open that hatch. I guess I'm gonna have to try to remember to come back here when we have whatever is needed to destroy that. Though I have the distinct feeling when we get that far, I'm gonna need to look at an online guide in order to keep better track of things. It's not like the map in this game is showing us that there's anything breakable in there. And I take yet another bit of unneeded lava damage. Bloody hell. Great, now where are we supposed to go? I know I was wondering that back in the previous clip, but it's kind of becoming evident that it's more annoying in this game than the 2D ones we've gone through so far. It just takes longer to get from point to point. And once more into an elevator, as I keep hoping to find a lot of unexplored ground. Okay, going to assume we're supposed to jump all the way to that door on the other side, but first, let's just get to the top and see what's there. Yeah, that's a familiar view, but at least it took less time to get up here. That's gotta count for something, even if it doesn't actually let us make any progress just this moment. And we're on the other side, ready to see what's at that fresh door. Again, cannot break that material with what we've got. Do we need the super missile or the power bomb? Well, the radar is certainly claiming there are plenty of enemies in here. Maybe this will finally let me heal after all the boneheaded moves so far. Huh. Only just noticed that the snow keeps on falling at the same pace, even though everything else pauses when we're reading a scan's information. Again, not a major thing, but it's certainly kind of chuckle-worthy. At least now, we've got energy in all our tanks. Been a while since that's been the case. Now to just fill that last one completely up. Right, that does it for everything in this room, for now at least. And okay, was not expecting to see a charge blast just bounce off ice like that. That certainly implies the ice is special somehow. Well, that may be your opinion, Samus, but it's not like we met the man they made that statue of. So she's going to claim that all the statues here are flawless. To my eyes, they all look the same. Does that make me racist against Chozo or something? I mean, it's not like I think all Chozo are like Ravenbeak, who wasn't even thought up yet when they made this game. I just feel that the Chozo are one of the less annoying takes on the whole space elf cliché. Of course, it helps that they're mostly dead or gone to wherever they were trying to go when they ascended from this reality. Makes it hard for them to pull some of the same stuff that makes a lot of elves annoying in various stories to me. Well, last time I checked, the statue is supposed to be frozen in place. That's generally what it means to be a statue. But I suppose that means at some point we're gonna have to melt a great deal of ice in this room later on, and that statue will do something. Okay, can't break through the darker blocks. I guess we'll just have to break the grey ones just underneath. And now the exact same process, just a few yards ahead. Well, it's not like I'm in a hurry. You know, somehow seeing blocks reform right in front of us in this game feels out of place, even if I damn well know blocks would reform all the time in the 2D games. Hell, Metroid Dread, the absolute most recent game before this, had blocks reforming just moments after we destroyed the previous ones from that same space. Anyway, enough of that for now. Looks like we've got a big fight before we can grab this upgrade. It's been a while since that's happened to us, and it's very likely to be the mother she-goth, finally pissed at how many of her babies we've been killing all over the place. Okay, they've never been able to spit at us from that far away before. But then this is the first time we've fought them from so far away. And There's Mommy, righteously angry that we've been killing her babies. Really wish I could feel guilty for doing that. Yes, a supreme predator that has nowhere near enough prey animals to go after to justify being that large. Again, it's not that I'm an ecologist of any kind. Just that this game's lore entries kind of highlight how the places Samus goes to have wildlife that makes no sense. Did I point this out anywhere near as often when we were dealing with the Metroid homeworld in 2 versions of the same sequence of events? This is the first boss we've come across that actually needs us to use missiles against it like so many of the 2D games. I'm a little confused why the big girl doesn't warrant getting a health bar, though. She certainly takes more than enough abuse to warrant getting a health bar displayed on screen. Okay, apparently we need to charge the big girl up with power beam shots so she'll shoot at us and then leave herself vulnerable enough for the missiles. At least that's what I assume is going on right here at the moment. I wish I had an idea of just how much more abuse the big girl can take so I know how close we are to victory here. It's not a complicated fight once you know when to shoot your missiles. Does that mean we're done? Yeah, we're done here. Well, that brought our health back up. Now to slowly get our missile supply back up. But first, the upgrade we've earned. It's not going to help us melt the ice that's going to be a problem for us, but it's going to let us kill those energy-based creatures. And it's also going to help us open some doors which will probably lead to more things for us to grab. Limited homing ability, huh? Well, we haven't had too much trouble hitting our enemies so far. But then, there's quite a bit of time left on the clock for the overall game. I wouldn't be surprised if we run into things that are a little tough to keep a good beat on, considering how aiming works in this version of the game. Though with the combination of the wave beam and missiles tracking targets, especially agile foes, don't stand too much of a chance. Not unless they're brokenly fast. And considering how the fighting has gone so far in the game, I don't think we're likely to see anything like that anytime soon. Well, this seems about as good a point as any to save and take another break. At the very least, there's no way I'm going to be able to fit the next bit of raw footage into this clip, no matter how I fast-forward it.